Hello, my dear Leos. Happy New Year. This is Chronic Joy Tarot, and we are here to do your current reading, which the label on the video will be January 2018. Please know that the way that my readings are laid out, you can watch this at any time and still gain the clarity and the wisdom from it. These are readings that are attuned to your spiritual transformation, less about other people, less about circumstances, and more about your inner being and how you show up in the world and how you develop your spiritual awareness as you travel through your life. So at any time, these can have meaning. But right now we're posting this January of 2018. Happy New Year, everybody. I'm so glad to see you here again. If you're new to my channel, please know I've just sort of gone over the way that my readings go. We're going to talk mostly just about you and find an aspect of yourself that you can focus on right now to develop as you move through your days. And being a Leo myself, I laughed literally out loud when I pulled this card for us, because the theme that I pulled for us at this time is the ocean, the sense of ebb and flow. Okay, so this has been my life for the last at least month or so. And specifically when the new year turned over, I had I have a day job and I work independently, and I rely heavily on my laptop for it. And all my clients' work is in there and history. And it died. It died. This came after everybody in my house got the stomach bug. And almost everybody, 3 out of 4 of us, 2 of my kids and myself. And so I was down for 4 days with this flu, or tending to others with the flu. Missed 4 days of work. Went back at it, ready to hit it hard on January 2nd. New year, new ways. Let's go. Let's get to work again. And my Mac died. My laptop died. So I had an unplanned week off, let's just say. And I have to say, I navigated it quite well, and in a new way that was new to me. Instead of panicking and dwelling and just keeping my head filled with thoughts of that I'm getting farther and farther behind, and what if I lose all my work while this Mac's being repaired, and what will I do with all the files that I haven't backed up since the last time I backed up, and whatever, like all those worrisome things that go through your head. And I tamped down those thoughts and just stayed with the life that was right here. I went through 3 days of not knowing the outcome of my files. I went for 3 days of not knowing and just rolled with it and took that flow. I took the ebb, but I was actually in the ebb at that time. And then I started flowing again. And now I'm back in, and that's why I'm here, because I had no MacBook to upload your videos, and I had to shoot these late because just the timing and everything. Everybody was sick. It's been crazy. But here we are, and now we're in the flow. So let's see for you, Leo, how this reading pertains to you and in your life. This talks about allowing your emotions, just like the ocean moves. You don't stand there and try to stop the waves from coming and put them all into a bucket and put them away, right? Like we do with our feelings sometimes. You allow them to pass. You allow the wave to pass. You ride it, and then you allow it to pass and dissipate along the shore. And this is what you're guided to do at this time, Leo. Go with it. Take that flow. If the emotions arise, sit with them, welcome them, and let them pass, right? When we fight things, that's when we hold them in our presence. Love this. Okay, so our starting point here, your starting point, Leo, is the outsider. So you may feel separated or disconnected from your desire, from a dream you have, from a creation you're trying to achieve, from a relationship, from a state of a relationship that you're in, maybe a new level. You just feel disconnected from your desires. And like I said, holding on to those negative feelings and holding on to those thoughts. My dream is so far beyond this gate. My dream is too far beyond. My dream isn't here. My dream isn't here. Holding yourself in that energy keeps you, from progressing. It keeps you separated. If you look at the little figure in this card, this little boy is longing to be over there in the rainbow world, and the chain, the lock that is on the chain that's holding the gate closed, the lock isn't even engaged. So all this little boy needs to do is open the gate and step through. And this is time for you at this time, Leo, to move past, move on. Instead of trying so hard to assert change and make things happen real forcefully, like I know us proud lions and lionesses love to do, it is time to sort of just rest in the movement, in that movement of life. Take what comes with you, comes towards you, and move with it and allow it to be there. The challenges are there for our growth. Remember, we don't have to wrestle them to the ground. You can just allow the challenge to be there, like my MacBook dying, and just say, I have no idea if it's going to be working. Once I know for sure, I'll put a plan in place if it's not working. And of course, it turned out it was only a cable and the thing's working again. So it's perfect. It just needed a rest, it needed a rest. And so I, in the meantime, had to ride those feelings out. This is what you're guided to do as well, Leo. The internal energy here that plays off of this feeling of feeling disconnected and may block your progress if you don't master it. It makes me laugh out loud sometimes the way these cards come, is receptivity. Yes, so your internal dialogue is quite important right now. If you hear the word not, no, can't, won't, in your mind's chatter, that conversation between you and you, if you hear those words a lot, I want you to replace them with could, can, will, is, just open up to what's possible. Open up to this ebb and flow. This is a water card as well, emotion card. The receptivity and the ocean ebb and flow, these go together very well. It's a matter of letting the life that's here be as it is. We have actually zero control over outside circumstances. Zero. The only control you actually have is in the way you receive them, okay? And the way you respond and the way you allow these occurrences to be. And if they're not pleasant, you allow them to pass by. If they are pleasant, you milk it for a while and then move on to the next occurrence in your life. In your external world, the way that these energies might show up, see? Suppression, which I just said. You cannot take that bucket full of wave and shove it down into a bucket and hold it there. It's not going to work. These feelings that are being held deep within you and these emotions, that's the opposite of the receptivity card, right? These cards play. This is your internal energies and this is in your external world. So this is, seaming up the gap between these two energies is going to be really important. It doesn't mean tomorrow you're going to turn into the most receptive, Buddha-like, accepting person. But you do have a couple of energies at play here that can be merged, that can work together, right? Some things you may want to still hold back. Some things you might still want to cling on to, or some emotions might be buried too deep so that you're not quite ready to bring them up yet. But in the meantime, you still can open up your heart just a little bit more. You can open up to what is coming and see it from sort of an observer's standpoint instead of why is this happening to me? If this is a negative, say, a challenging experience that's coming towards you, you can turn the perception a little bit, shift your gaze to, move it a little bit so that you see, this is happening. It feels like it could be a catastrophe. My MacBook died. This could be a really bad thing. However, I don't know everything yet. So let's just let it be as it is until we know, right? The struggles here, internal and external, can be smoothed over. Let me see what the next internal energy is so that maybe along progression, this holding back and suppression can be lessened, because too much suppression, we already know, is going to cause an explosion. And then you'll end up you'll just end up blown out, just not feeling good. So yeah, so your internal energy, and that's kind of exactly what I was just saying, is to experience every moment and to take sort of an observer's position. Like, I'm just going to throw an example. Say a storm is coming and you see the clouds and they're coming right towards you, and the dark clouds are coming and they're darkening everything. You can either shy away, run away, go into a closet and put your head down and under a blanket and hide from that storm and say, I don't want to see it, I don't want to be there, I don't want to, and deny it. Or you can just stand in your ground and observe it coming at you, see how the sky's darkening, and actually take wonder in the awe of how nature works, and then let the storm pass, right? This is, of course, not literal. This is, that stormy situation that comes at you in your life. You're okay as long as you're fully engaged in where you stand, in every one of your moments, and stay connected to your source. In your outside world, see, I love how these two go together. It's probably time to just chill right now. If this ebb and flow thing, if there's some real high emotions and low emotions coming towards you, it's kind of time to just hang with what's here. Experiencing and ordinariness remind me of the same cards. Experiencing is a little more in depth because, of course, and I love how that's on the internal side of this reading, your internal, because this woman is, engaged with that tree. The tree is holding her. It's enveloped around her. She's got her attention on the leaves. She's feeling every leaf. She's probably smelling the smells and really just savoring the life that's right here for her. The ordinariness card is showing up in your external position in your day-to-day life, and that's kind of saying, yeah, status quo. You've got this beautiful landscape to see. You've probably got, wherever you live, you've got beauty around you. If you can step out into nature and just take that in, it expands your perceptive base. It gives you a larger base from which to operate and realize that you and your emotions and your perceived problems and challenges are really not all of life, right? And it helps to lessen these intense feelings when you can turn to the life that's right here, okay? Top line of your internal energies and maybe coming to a new awareness. Oh, this is beautiful. The Courage card. I love this card for this position and for us, Leo, in this reading, because learning to stay open and learning to be receptive to all of life that comes and engaging in it is going to lead to your blossoming, okay? The little seed that this flower used to be had no idea what it could become. It had no idea. It was a little seed with a hardened shell tucked way down in the boulders, but it allowed the water to soften its shell. It allowed the sunlight to draw its seedling out, and it became this beautiful bloom that it really never foresaw. This is the path you're on. This is the path you're on internally, which is gorgeous. I love this. Allowing this flow of life to just move through you and be with you is going to bring you to a new level, and probably one you don't expect from yourself. Just stay attuned to your internal movements, your ebb and flow. Stay attuned to that, and you'll see. Oh wow! Because love this outcome of the reading, and you're in your day-to-day life. This shows up in your world. Success. You're on your way. You're on your way to real, tangible success. And it's just sort of working out some of these lower energies, working out the fact that there's nothing that stands between you and your dreams. Stay open to the signs that come towards you. Pay attention to the ebb and flow of your emotions. Allow them, honor your emotions, whatever they are. Careful not to hold them back from others. Stay on your path and stay in every moment and savor everything that's right here in front of you. Continue your life as sort of, a chill human being, just moving through it. And soon you will blossom and feel that success. You got this. It's the internal spiritual energies that need to be ironed out and aligned with your dreams and who you really are in order for that success to come. But you got this, Leo. You got it. It's coming. It's happening. And if this is just on a sort of internal shift level, you're still going to feel it in your external world. It's still going to make this could be just a spiritual dream that you're trying to achieve. Maybe you tend to be a jealous person and you're trying to move away from those emotions and you're trying to mature into a different level of understanding others. Maybe you're trying to get rid of your jealousy, but you feel, I can never do it. I can't help it. But that probably comes from trying to stop your emotions, right? So staying open and being gentle with yourself and allowing the occurrences to come gives you that success. So I'm saying this doesn't have to be a project or an external connection or a relationship, but it does show up because once you achieve these internal new levels of awareness, your connections with others succeed and they blossom and they flourish. So this can be taken in a few different ways. If you have any questions, leave me a comment or email me at readings@livingchronicjoy.com. You can also email me there for a personal reading. Until then, I will talk to you on our next reading, okay? Happy New Year, Leos. Love you guys so much. Bye.